stream went down for a second there. Breath. Back into it. Still working with the 30-pound dumbbells. Working to exhaustion. Close as I can get in the time I have. When I was younger, I thought writing book reports was dumb. I want to say I was in middle school, but we had to write a paper in class for something. And I wrote a paper about how I think it's insulting to have to write book reports. Because a book report, main objective is to show that you read the book. But you could also do that, but if you just asked me, did you read the book? Yes. Okay, good. But you haven't read a book report because you don't trust me. And you just met me. You have no reason to think that I am necessarily going to lie to you, except that people have been lying for generations. Then you automatically assume I'm a liar and can't be trusted to simply state whether or not I read a book. So then that's frustrating. We're starting this relationship off on the wrong foot. And if you wanted to discuss the book, I'm more than happy to discuss the book. I can tell you what I've learned from the book, my feelings on the book in a discussion form, where you just want me to write it down on a piece of paper as a testament of my integrity. And it's not like I don't like writing reports. I love doing papers. I love doing essays. Always hated essays that were less than 5 pages. I liked writing essays that allowed you to go further than 7 pages. I do like expressing concrete thoughts and talking about what I've learned on a subject and how I feel like it applies to other subjects. What I don't like is writing something just to prove, that I read it. That's obnoxious to me. And especially since you don't read, and you're not reading books, you're not learning, that will bear itself out in your own life. And I think that too, it's probably like the frustrating side is like some books you're forced to read are dumb. You may feel like they're dumb and not like them. But on some level, you know that you can't just say, hey, this book is stupid. Then you're forcing yourself to come up with something more, a more appreciated thought than, hey, this is a dumb book. And this author is dumb. It's a dumb subject. And I think you're dumb for making me read this book. And, express that to your teacher. And what's crazy is your teacher may feel the same way, but not be able to express that thought to you. I would say I think a lot of public educations and it's raw with lack of integrity, authenticity. So I'm curious to see how education changes in the next few years without a federal Department of Education rolling out mandates. I want to see how it goes. I want to see if teachers get better. Like if you take someone that's really passionate about teaching, which I think a lot of teachers are really passionate, at least to begin with, and you say, listen, like you teach them in a way that's going to best help your class and best get the information into them, then they'll do better. I think it's funny how many like movies and books and TV shows we have about the rogue teacher that really takes education seriously and executes this grand plan and their kids all do really great. But we neglect the reality of the situation that that teacher would be fired and that they're forced to teach a certain way, and that would never be allowed. And we just don't give teachers an opportunity to be authentic in their teaching as well. I mean, think if, pardon me if I get this name wrong, but I believe it's Aristotle was the one that got poisoned or had to drink the hemlock for his teachings. And imagine what it was like to take his or listen to him speak and the amount of just truth that he, or concepts he really believed in, knowing that he was espousing ideas he would have to die for to back up. And I'm not advocating that every school teacher, live with the idea that they have to drink hemlock for their ideas to be taught, but I think that conviction would be good. I think they lose that conviction when somebody from above says, hey, this is the book you're going to teach, this is how you're going to teach it, and this is how we're going to grade whether or not you're a successful teacher. And here are all the conversations you can't have. Here's all the things you can't be authentic about. And you have to espouse this one idea. And I think too, people don't want to learn from someone that doesn't have any conviction. People don't want to learn from someone that doesn't really believe what they're saying. It's one of the flaws in our education system, especially for kids. And you need any better proof that authenticity on the part of the teacher is crucial to education and people's passion for learning. Just look at the difference between people that are following podcasts versus people that are following major media outlets. People get locked or are walking away from major media outlets because they know that they're not authentic. They're not telling them the truth. People don't believe what they're saying. People saying it don't believe what they're saying. They lack real moral conviction in their words on all sides, not just one major media outlet of the other. I think they all function that way. Versus we see with podcasts and even guys that stream political content on Twitch, you get to see their convictions and hear them, get into the nitty-gritty details of what they believe. Nitty-gritty details of what they believe. Versus espousing what's on the teleprompter. And a simple sit down with a guy like Bill Maher, and they don't make any sense, and they're lost, and they're scrambling. But people don't, and the news is informing you, but it's also teaching you about the world. Why? Like they lose, they lack that conviction. So people that are actually being honest about their views and giving that information accordingly are getting a bigger audience. .6 minutes. You grab the 25 pounds. I'm thinking about the idea of Aristotle taking that hemlock and knowing that he was on his way out, and wondering how he would have expressed himself in those moments, what last minute bits of wisdom he would have chosen to confer. If, you know, if that's what he did, he could have just been like, screw it, let's have a party, I don't want to talk anymore. But enough talking is what's gotten me this hemlock. But last thoughts, and those thoughts being inspired by the realizing the mortality. I think that that's important. I give a thumbs up. I think that's important for all of us on a continual basis, is recognizing the limited time we have on this earth and expressing yourself when you can and effectively what's most important, especially to your loved ones. Every day I try to keep that at the forefront of my mind when I talk to my kids, my wife, and my relatives, making sure that I know, that they know they love me. No, making sure they know I love them is the important part. Don't leave that to wonder, especially because my kids are so young. I want them to have plenty of memories when they're older, me telling them I love them. And I spend time making sure too that my kids know that I'm always going to love them and always care about them and always want them to be happy, regardless of what decisions they may make or how they might end up in a bad spot because of decisions they made. I'm always going to be there for them and love them. And if God forbid something happened to me, I don't want them later on in life thinking like, oh, my dad would be ashamed of me, or my dad wouldn't love me anymore. Those are like horrible thoughts to have. And people have them. So And I know especially like no matter how much your parents tell you love them, there's periods in your life where you make mistakes and you think like, oh man, this is gonna be it. They're not gonna want me around anymore. And people get in your head, voices get in your head that are very negative. And I want my kids to have a solid foundation to know that that's just not the case and that's never gonna be the case. I don't want them to feel trapped in a situation because I think it might change how I feel about them. All right, that's all I got today. Time for me to get the kids ready for school. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless you. And make sure there's someone in your life that needs to hear it that you haven't told in a while. Take some time. Let them know you love them. Let them know you're thinking of them. A lot of people like to post things online to get obscure people that don't really know them to acknowledge them. Like reaching out to someone and letting them know that that you care about them and you love them is could be potentially a better use of time. And since we have a limit on time, take advantage of it. Let someone know you care. Let someone know you love them, and it'll be better. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much.